Hey guys, this is Locke. I believe I found out why Evade is conceptually a lot weaker after Anniversary, and I will be talking about that in a few minutes. But first of all, I just want to give a little bit of a table of contents of what this video is about. So I will be covering that, but I also had a lot of comments in my previous video that I just released last night, and I was really, happy for all the comments and the discussion, and I'm very happy to continue the discussion. And I thought that the ideas that you guys mentioned were pretty interesting. That instead of just replying to the comment itself in a comment, I thought I would talk about it, in this video, address it in like a video comment. And uh, I'm still very happy to continue the discussion. So I hope, the people that did comment see this video as well and continue the conversation. But first of all, let's talk about why I think Evade is conceptually just weaker after Anniversary hit. And it actually lies in the stat distribution of these X jobs. So, for example, when a unit hits from level 99 to 120, you get increases in three different places. You get, whenever you increase like your job level, you get, sorry, not job level, like your actual level, you get stat increases. Then you get stat increases when you level up these job levels, which is only the main job goes up, but it goes from 15 to 25. And thirdly, you get stat increases from the X job, sorry, X board values, like these values, right? So these are three places where you get increases in stats. And across the board, I took a look at many different units that went from level 99 to 120, and across the board, you have increases in luck and dexterity, but not agility. Gilgamesh is like one of the only exceptions I found where his agility rose by a lot. It rose by 7, but across the board, you have a huge increase in luck and dexterity, but not agility. Sure, like other things like HP and attack and magic increases as well, but we're just looking at evasion versus accuracy, and that's the stat distribution I found. Like just to give you guys a few examples, like Auron increases his dexterity by about 30 from his level increasing from 99 to 120, and then his board stats give him 6 dexterity, and his job stats give him an additional 14 dexterity. Luck is similar, but not as high for him. But like for example, luck increases by 8 when his level goes up from 99 to 120. He gets 11 from the board stats, and he gets 10 from the job stats. So like and that's pretty across the board. Like everyone's getting similar values. And I think that's where the biggest disruption to evade lies, because dexterity and luck both increases your accuracy, but luck and agility increases your evade. So you have units across the board just getting more accuracy but not more evade, because well, agility is just a very powerful stat, so I can understand why they are hesitant to give more of that out when a unit reaches 120. But luck and dexterity are like stats like HP, I guess that's how they kind of think of it. So they're like, yeah, across the board we should increase that. And so units are just getting a higher baseline value of dexterity and luck, which increase accuracy a lot more than they're getting luck and agility, which increases evade. So that's why in general units are just more accurate. And I think like all the hype I heard about 2B, she's the most evasive unit that's going to come out. She has such a huge she has such a huge baseline evade value. Like I think it's something like 16 higher than like Venera, who was the highest agility unit before Anniversary hit, or something like that. Like it's a huge increase, but I don't see that increase reflected when I'm trying out tests, and I think this is the reason why. Now, there's a second reason why I think evade is also not as powerful as it used to be, and in a way, I think it's actually because we were spoiled with evade for a while. So what I'm talking about is vision cards. So first of all, when anniversary hit, a lot of these vision cards started getting second effects, including evade cards. Like for example, this card now you can build evade with an attack value. Like if you build a Earth evade team, you can also have good attacking stats that go along with it. Similar story can be found, for example, like light units with Rob's card. I don't have that card, so I'm not going to show you. But uh, like d- across the board, like a lot of cards got good increases. But the thing is, and this is why I say we were spoiled with Evade, is because Evasion already had the maximum evade capabilities that a team could set up. What I mean by that is you have 35% luck, you have 20 evade, and you have 15 agility. And across the board, there isn't a single card that any of those three values increased beyond that. So, for example, you have like I said, this card, which gives you evade. So you can have additional like attack capabilities now on top of your evasion, but you don't get additional evade, right? So your evasion is still staying at what the maximum value is in terms of what you get from vision cards. It stayed the same, but now you're just getting extra capabilities. Like you're getting, for example, in this case, attacking capabilities. And like even for actual evasion cards, you're getting different stats too. Where is my? I think it's a level 70. So this card, for example, gives you at Earth attack resistance. I mean, it's not a powerful effect, but basically it's a different defensive stat that is not evasion, right? So that's what you're getting. So this is evasion. Now, if you're talking about accuracy, I've never ever witnessed a single person running Calum. Now, where is Calum? I can't even find it because, geez, where did I put it? Anyway, so Calum gives you 35% dexterity. Do I not have Calum? I'm sure I have it. This is bothering me now. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Calum, this at max value gives 35% dexterity, and whenever I'm fighting a match, I usually look at the vision cards that people have equipped, and I've never seen anybody use this. It gives you the maximum value of dexterity, 35%, but people just never used it. However, now you can get the dexterity values or accuracy values in different cards. Like, for example, in a water team, I can get that effect by using this card. You get 35% dexterity. I can get accuracy by using this card. And a lot of people use this, but this is just for dark teams. But dark teams are popular, water teams are popular, so you see these values popping up. And Fenrir is also very popular. Sorry, not Fenrir, but Odin is also very popular, and also gives you accuracy. So evasion cards stayed at the maximum value they have for months, while other cards that you normally use are getting dexterity bonuses added in, which is, increasing the baseline values of units' chance to hit. Guaranteed hits are always going to hit. Like, I'm ignoring that part of the conversation. There are a lot of units that have been added that are that have guaranteed hits to them, but I'm going to ignore that. Let's just say that's not a factor. It is a huge factor, but just for the sake of argument, let's just say that's not a factor right now. But still, even without that, we're just getting so much accuracy added in because of the X job stats and also just the how vision cards are designed. A lot of vision cards are just getting accuracy bonuses. If I am going to design a water team, like there is few options that I can actually go to that doesn't have accuracy. Like this card has accuracy built in, and it also gives you a huge bonus to dexterity, just like it gives you 40 base dex. There is this card, which I already talked about, gives you 35% dex and 42 dex just to whoever's holding this. And then there is this one, which also gives you 13 dexterity. So across the board, like a lot of these cards are just getting a huge boost to accuracy. I took a look at three very evasive units to see if they're getting agility bonuses when they go from level 99 to level 120. The three units I looked at was 2B, Venera, and Ketone, and none of them had increases in agility. They all have increases in luck, but the luck increase was similar to the luck increase that most other units get. And they also got a dex increase as well. So across the board, As I said, all these units are getting dex and luck increases, but they're not getting agility increases. So accuracy is just increasing faster than evade is. And so for these two reasons, for units just getting more accurate when they go from level 99 to 120, and because there are accuracy values baked into the equation from vision cards, I believe this is why evade feels like it's nerfed. Now, again, I'm happy to continue with this conversation, but I also want to address some of the things that people are talking about in the previous video I made. So some people said, for example, why don't you bring a tank while you're bringing evasive 2B, and that makes sense. And I have tried it out, and I mean, what you're saying makes sense. I personally, conceptually, dislike the idea of bringing a tank while I'm bringing a very high evasive unit. And the reason I dislike it is because if a unit is built to have a lot of evasion, I think the value in that unit is evading, right? So if she never gets hit, like if 2B has, for example, 200% evasion, and I'm assuming everyone has 100% accuracy, and so she's always going to evade, I want people to keep attacking her so that they will miss. Like, that's the whole point, right? So if I'm bringing a tank and I'm bringing an evasive unit, and the evasive unit never gets hit because the tank is absorbing all the hits, why am I building that evasive stat? To me, it just conceptually doesn't make any sense. Like, for me, I would rather just bring a higher DPS unit. I would rather bring Titus and a tank than evasive 2B and a tank, And I think it would be different if 2B had the damaging capabilities of Titus or Auron. Then I think I would bring 2B because, okay, not only, if the tank goes down, not only does she have a secondary defense mechanism where she can evade, she has a pretty good chance to evade, but she also is able to match the damaging capabilities of these high attack units. But that's not the case. Overall, she just doesn't have the damaging capabilities. She doesn't have the reach. She doesn't have the range to attack units like Titus does or Auron does, or even like Gilgamesh does. So that's why I just don't understand the point of, like, conceptually it doesn't make sense. I mean, in practice, because because she doesn't evade so well, I think that's one way you can run her. I think that's one way you would see value from her, by getting a tank to absorb the hits, and then she goes in and finishes the kill. But overall, I just feel like replacing her with somebody that does more damage just makes the team function better, because the tank is going to absorb the hits anyway. If she's not getting hit, why does it matter if she's so evasive? And I mean, I would like the fight to finish before the tank goes down. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, and I have a better chance of that happening if I bring a better attacking unit like Titus. So but I mean, I do agree with you that bringing a tank is probably the way to go if you're bringing her, but then it just feels like there's just better candidates to fill that attacking role than 2B. Now, addressing some of the comments about, you should use Illusion and Santa Claus and Tetra, fine. So I'm going to do a few different tests, but I also, wanted to actually use Titus as I actually would if I was fighting an evasion comp, right? Like, before, I was just, okay, this is Titus. These are random items I would probably use, but it's not really, like, accuracy oriented items. So now I've done that. So now I have put +5 Alexandrite ring. I don't have resonance with the two-headed dragon with him, so I can't really use that. So I'm still using Odin, who only has 7 accuracy instead of 15. And I've also added this card, which is what I would typically most likely use in water comps, because I like the area resist effect of 20, and then also the plus dexterity 35, especially if I'm not using Glashella, who has a sure hit skill. I would most likely be running this if I was running Titus. So with this, let's just take a look at what the values look like on screen. So I'll just go to this this battle for testing because it's just very easy. Everyone is clumped together. It's very easy to finish them off. Anyway, so let's just take a look first before illusion and then after illusion. So before illusion, with this setup, he has 60% chance to hit from the front, 95. Actually, it shouldn't be 95 because he's getting resonance from Ildira. So it'll be something like 75. Let me just move Ildira out of the way, maybe, and then I'll test this again. Okay, so I'm gonna move her here. I'm gonna move her here and use illusion, and then I can test everything better. Okay. So he gets a 37% chance to hit from the front. That's not too bad. And then he gets a 65% chance to hit from the back. That's pretty high, to be honest. Like, because one shot would probably kill her, like this, and he is probably gonna crit. Yeah, this will definitely kill her. He is probably gonna crit as well, and the thing is, like, usually in most fights, people can only buff once. So if you have your evasion, like your illusion buff turned on, then she probably won't be using her shield. Or if she's using her shield, then she probably won't be using her illusion buff. So you have to figure out which one you want to use. And people are saying, okay, well, you have to use illusion, or what does it look like with illusion? So this is what it would look like. 65% chance to hit. And she would die if this lands. Maybe the very first hit would be something like 37% because he would probably be facing her. So close to maybe I guess 40% to hit her from the front, the very first chance. And if it lands, she dies. If it doesn't, you get game continues. I wouldn't really take this chance, to be honest. I don't find that's like I think like I've tried battling against people that don't have guaranteed hit units, and like after 2-3 hits she dies, and it's just not something I would bank on. So anyway, 65% chance, let's remember that. And then if we add Santa Clothes on top of that, that's I think 12 more evade, so that 65 would go down to 53%. So it's still like roughly half the time to evade from the back. And I mean, it's viable in that I guess it could work, and like you have 50% chance to win or not, maybe. So it could work, but it's not something that I would want to run, because 50% chance isn't that high for me to bank on a strategy. I would just rather use an attacking unit. People are also talking about the 3-star upgrade to Tetra, and yes, that would add another 10% evasion. But I think in 2 weeks after she gets that buff, Odin gets a buff as well, and he gets an additional, what is it? I think an additional 15 accuracy. So in total, Tetra has 25 evade, while Odin has 25 accuracy. Sorry, not 25. He has 22 accuracy. So I mean, yeah, for 2 weeks you can use this, I guess. But like it's not something that I'm counting on, because that very soon after that it just gets countered. So that's why I didn't really pay too much attention to that itself. But again, like let me know what you think. If you think that people won't be using Odin for this because there's other choices, let me know. Let me know what you think. I would use Odin for any kind of attacking unit, because he's just has so many good things going for him. Like, he has one of the highest agility espers in the game. He also has Maneater, although it doesn't affect her. And even without Maneater affecting her, Titus can still one-shot her. But if I was seriously thinking that I'd be fighting her a lot and not other human type units, I would probably just go with slash attack instead. And like, he does have attack nodes, and he has resistance to both missile and slash, so he can also take reduced damage from slash from her, because he has these slash nodes. So anyway, those are my thoughts regarding here. I am very happy for the comments that you guys left on the previous video. I think that's what this is really about, generating discussion and coming with further ideas. So keep doing that. Like, there are many ideas that I haven't thought of yet. So as you guys talk to me and tell me what you guys think, that's when I start listening, and I'm like, hey, like let me think about it. And that's actually why I made this video, because I was like, I wonder why there's such a like, why did I have the expectation that she would be so good? And then I was like, and it didn't add up, and I started thinking about more, and then I'm like, okay, it's probably because of this, like the reason I talked about earlier with the X jobs adding a lot of dex and luck but not agility, and then the vision cards and so on and so on. But it all came about from your comments because I started thinking about it. So again, thank you for that. And if you have more questions or comments or want to continue the discussion, please leave a comment down below, and I hope to see you next time. Take care now. Bye.